all alone. I've been driving the car from the back, taking pictures of pieces in back of the roads. And I think the little boy wanna cook, so let's crank up the beef and get back to the shows. In Miami, we BP the boat. Put the bulletproof back on the road. In a minute, it's been so long. Ever wonder that I was doing wrong? I'll tell you, hold up, I'm switching up the tone. Me, you niggas couldn't see me with a song. If a nigga didn't never see me, probably when he be rapping all alone. He young gunner didn't get a season. You niggas will never put it on. I can stop, I gave what was needed. Yeah, I know y'all won't wanna put me on. Keep it cool, but they got me heated. And I'm about to show 'em how it go. Like a river, I show 'em how it flow. After showing, they know I'm my MO. If you don't go with me, don't do what I do. Think you the one, but he really the two. Better get low when I hear that your crew. I'm sending the cleaners through. I'm barely not sober, they thinking it's over. You niggas ain't seen my move. They set me down like I went out of space, now I gotta go back to the moon. Nigga back over the trees. Niggas still rolling, we back on the E. I'm still having soldiers to handle the need. The dangers is giving them ease. You talking that ratchet with all of that cheese. We having some lemons to squeeze. I let you be and do whatever I please. You know she do good on her knees. I finally discovered the breed. I'm glad I can see I'm the one they discussing. It ain't about the money you got me discussing. You like it, then he gotta love it. He hope I stood down just to get up and close to a nigga, cause I'm up above it. My homie keep begging to clean up a couple of niggas, but I ain't really budging. Gotta watch for the loss, so I really can't talk to you niggas. But fuck it. I'm over a boss and I gotta be cautious, cause niggas don't keep it 100. It ain't my fault that I had to fall out with you niggas, but fuck it. Ain't having time to be tongue. Rushing with niggas, come see me in public. You can't be trusted, you gotta watch out for you people. Cause shit it get ugly and you could be lucky if you could look out for your people. When he ain't had nothing and try to make something, we looking through hate for a needle. When you ever fall down in your back, hit the ground, better pray to the God you don't need them. Yeah. If you don't go with me, don't do what I do. Think you the one, but he really the two. Better get low when I hear that your crew. I'm sending the cleaners through. I'm barely not sober, they thinking it's over. You niggas ain't seen my move. They set me down like I went out of space, now I gotta go back to the moon.
Today, we're going to talk about our favorite ball players of all time, MLB plays, and some football look-ahead lines. This is Behind the Lines. Well, Chad, I thought we were going to get through an entire football game without Jalen Hurts doing something stupid, but then he did this. How are people still in on the Eagles? It makes no sense. This team is a fraud. Jalen Hurts is a fraud. Sirianni's a fraud. This defense is bad. Jalen Hurts has lost a step. He had one good season. Be realistic. This guy's a pick machine. He's inaccurate, and he's not a great passer. Jalen Hurts is a fraud, and so are the Eagles. Go ahead and give me the Rockies on the ML. And I want to fade Arizona once again. No chance they lose a second game in a row to the Rockies, right? No chance.
Snell's locked in, Krabs. The Orioles bats are awful. We're taking it. More so just to make dudes pissed off, really, is why I'm taking it.
I mean, gentlemen, the White Sox are 35-115. They've won 10% of their games for the season in the last 3 fucking games. Whoever is in charge of that squad, organization, program, minor leagues, major leagues, should be fired and not allowed in the sport ever again.
Safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up since my mama stayed in them apartments.
What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Wednesday, episode 552 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your hosts, Krabs, Jovan, and Bookit presented by Bookit Sports. If you're not tracking your bets on Pickets, do you live under a rock? Change your life today. Start holding yourself accountable and tracking your bets on Bookit Sports. Could not be easier to use. It's free. Links up with your books. Could not be easier to track your bets. Go check out Pickets. Gentlemen, especially Trent, I want to go and give you your flowers. Great fucking call last night on the Cubbies, my man. Great fucking work. Yes. 2 words. Yeah. You came through. We gave you a fucking chance, and you absolutely delivered. Maybe the freest wager of the night. People are calling it.
Started out.
The floor is yours, Trent. Speech.
Can you guys hear me? Check 10-4s.
Yep.
Started out with a Bryce Harper bomb. I thought we were going to be pissed early. But thank fuck. The bats came on for the Cubs, and they splooged.
Sure. Great play. Chat, I know you guys were bricked up. Hope you guys tailed. We got Chiote coming in, dropping a resub. Love to see that. Sub Krabs, probably time for a vintage 10-unit graphic play. Also, it's the trophies ML. Go ahead and lick me. Okay, Chiote. W's. I don't know if I can get Royals, but I know somebody on this show today is taking the Royals on the ML, and we're going to talk about it. We got the Jen coming in with a party at 51. Let's fucking go to Jen. What's up, Beast? W's. We got tips from the bookie coming in. Congrats, Trent. Nice win, he says, from the 100K man himself.
Oh, there he is. Tips from the fucking bookie.
W's.
Tips from
that guy's living on fucking cloud 9 right now.
I was just
Dude's
telling
on top of the world.
I was just telling Joshy downstairs that shit has like 8 million views.
Yeah.
Insane.
People absolutely loved it. That could be clip of the year so far. W's.
People are wondering.
We got True Tyler. What do you got?
People are wondering if it's a top 5 gambling video of all time.
They're starting to ask yous. They're starting to ask yous. They are. People are talking. They're whispering. We got True Tyler coming in, dropping a resub. Let's fucking go. Let's hit another one today, Tyler. Why not us, brother? Why not us? Real quick, before we dive into some of the other recaps, gentlemen, this is big news, breaking news to all the OGs, the goats who are in here nice and early, right when we get started out. So we've got something for you. And we've got a link to the new Bookit hats that are dropping and up right now, available for purchase. Go, go, go. Sprint to the fucking website. Sprint to the Shopify link before these puppies sell out. We don't have a fuck ton of them. So get involved now before they sell out. The link is in the chat. Let's fucking go. We finally did it.
Chat
We
want it?
finally did it.
Yeah,
I don't know if they want it.
How bad
I
do
don't know if they want it.
I don't know.
They might not want the link.
My finger's hovering over the send button right now. I don't know if they want it.
They might not want the link. It doesn't
know if
seem
they
like
want
they
it,
need
dude.
it. I don't think they want it. I don't know if they want the hats. They've been asking for it for months. All right, let's drop them the link, Gucci. Let's give the people what they need. Let's get them all fitted up. These fresh lids. 3 options for you guys. We got the hat that me and Trent are rocking, obviously. You got the white hat with the Bookit cursive, and you've got the OG black Bookit hats. All 3 are very, very fresh. Good quality as well. I mean, I'm rocking it right now. I really have not taken this off my head since, we got it. W's.
It'd be like $40, bro.
What are you doing over there, Trent?
Someone said they need Bookit trousers. Can we get those up?
Okay. Okay. Maybe that'll be drop number 2. Let's
Dropping
fucking
your-
go, chat. We got the
dropping a
link.
black hat.
It should be on there, right?
I only see 2, which I don't even think the black hat's that sick, low key. But people are asking.
It's on there. It's just when you go to the patch hat, it's 2 options, black or beige.
God, you're him.
Wow,
That's
Goots.
styled.
Would you
That's
look at
styled.
that?
God, you're him.
Would you look at that, Gootsy? Solving all the
s-
world's problems here.
Is it a snapback? Of course it is.
Yeah, dude. These hats are nice. They're good quality, W quality. I'm hype.
Yeah,
You've got 2 options for that hat, chat. If you're looking for the black one, you just got to click on the fucking left link. Okay? W's.
I would not
I'm
be
hype.
rocking it this much if it was a shit hat. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this thing has not come off my fucking dome piece since we got it a couple days ago. Let's go. Come
Dude,
on, chat. We finally did it.
Can you text me the link so I can tweet it?
Yeah, Gucci will send it to you, but we might be waiting to tweet for another hour or so. I don't know. He'll let you know. He'll text you.
For BTLGs?
Wanted to hook up the BTL OGs.
I'll send it to you in a little bit, Trent.
That's what we wanted to make sure we get the people in chat who are in here, fucking ride or dies, right? Lifers, get them the link first before we sell out here, and then we could start posting that puppy. So chat, get involved. We'll drop the link here again if you missed it. One more time for the people in the back, okay? Cop one, support the boys. They're also fresh as heck. Get involved, okay? A couple recaps from yesterday. We already did the squad ride. W's there. Let's take a peep at the Sharp report. Let's see what we got going on over there. I swept on straight bets and went 0 for on the prize pick squares. A tale as old as time. 3 and 2. I'll take that though and move. Trent, a couple pushes.
Dude,
No Sagis.
fuck Ma and Pa.
Mon Pa needs to hang up that team in Vegas.
Dead ass. They're done. Of course, they win by 7.
Hook of Cheward.
There's actually no way they won by 7.
Chote, literally blow me, bro. He's bitching my DMs all night.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
We got Aloha Bets coming in the resub. We got a hype train moving and grooving, ladies and gents. Love to see that. Do not love to see the aces getting hook of chewed, but no surprise there. Like we said from the beginning, this is still not Ma and Pa's aces.
No, I don't know if Mom and Pa's getting that team back, dude. They might be gone for good.
Kicked. Yeah, the best might
really
be
want them-
behind them.
I really want them to lose or not win the whole thing because I was going to whale them to win the whole thing in a little futures lay with the Bills and the fucking Astros, which would have paid out fat, by the way.
Yeah.
That will be hitting.
Okay.
Actually, now the Chiefs are fucking winning again, but fuck the aces.
We're gonna need to make those hats $30 if you play that Trent.
Yeah, we're gonna have to up the prices on those hats if you keep playing some futures like that.
Sorry,
That's a good
I'll
point.
speak closer to the mic.
Little quiet.
W's. Looks like people in chat are copping the hats. Looks like DJ Fitz just copped the beige hat. This is why he's my goat.
Krabs'
Okay,
favorite
this is why he's
surgeon.
my goat. Coach Boiler coming in, dropping a hat purchase in the chat as well. Who else copped one already? They're fresh off the presses. Get involved. We'll keep dropping the link throughout the show. We got to put up some sort of Nightbot commands, but we'll work on that later. For now, let's move and groove. We did the Sharp Report recap. We have a minute for me to bitch about something. I feel like we got 30 seconds. Yep. Gucci, run that shit. All right, chat. Here's the deal. We got Matthew Saluka is the talk of the town right now in college football, and this is the first domino falling during NIL where you're going to see a kid hold out because he was not given the money that he was promised. Now, look, I'm not a fucking insider. I'm not, a fucking UNLV booster. I don't play on the team, but I'm trying to acquire, some information about this whole situation. Did hit up PP Gurus, who's very, very tapped into this situation. And pretty much the rundown I have is they promised this kid's around 100K. Apparently, it was from one of the assistant coaches to come over and transfer from an FCS school, obviously, to take over the starting job. He received about $3,000 total. That's it. So they're about $97,000 short right there. Now, there could be more to this, right? There's rumors about maybe, his former coach at the FCS level is now coaching at Arizona State, and he did just follow him back, and maybe he's trying to will him away from where he's at right now to go play at Arizona State next year. I don't know. Maybe that is true. Maybe he's just pissed at the school, promised him money and didn't pay him. I don't know. But if that's the case, and they promised him, whether it was verbally or written or whatever, over $100,000, and they've only given him $3K, that is fucked up. And if that's how schools are operating, you're only going to see more and more of this every fucking week. SVP had a great tweet about this. It's only going to get worse, and you're only going to see players, teams, groups of guys sit out even before a big game if they're not happy with their NIL. Maybe they're playing great to start the season like Saluka was. Who expected them to be, undefeated and the leading group of 5 team to make the college football playoffs right now? Probably nobody. He wants a little pay raise. Maybe that could be it as well. But from what I'm hearing, the school promised him coins to transfer there. They didn't pay him shit besides the $3K, and he's holding out. He called their bluff. They were willing to risk it and see if he'd actually sit out after 3 games, and he's doing it. And if that's how it's actually playing out, I don't hate Saluka at all. It's all on UNLV. It's a ridiculous situation. What do you gents think?
Yeah, it's a weird situation. It's like it's hard to blame, I guess, Saluka because you can't really get it in writing because you're not allowed to do that. The school's not allowed to be technically allowed, and any of the NIL payments has to be from the collective or any of the other people paying that money. So it's all verbal. That's what everything is. Like, to anybody saying you should have got a contract, you literally can't, which is the problem. And now he's there, I don't know, not getting paid to be there. Like, it seems like a weird move. I mean, if I were him, I probably would have put the hard cap on before the season, not 3 games into the season, even though he can still utilize the red shirt. But I can tell you there's definitely another team already in his ear. If he's hard capping that and not playing, telling you, we got a spot for you here. Another coach saying, we got a spot for you here. If he's actually calling the bluff and doing that. So I can probably guarantee you that was already part of the equation too.
And considering he just followed his former coach, who's now the Arizona State head coach, and there's rumors of him trying to pull him over there, that could end up being it, Jovan. That could be it. Maybe he's giving him a call.
Arizona State or some shit?
Yeah, let me see if I can pull up the Carfax here, but I was looking at it earlier.
I know
Trent, what do you think, man?
Didn't used to be there.
Wait, so I'm confused. So they told him he'd get paid X dollars, and now they're not paying him?
Allegedly.
Yeah,
Allegedly, he was promised 100K from an assistant coach to come there, and they've only paid him $3,000 to relocate so far, is what I've discovered.
So fucked.
Yeah, extremely fucked if that's true. Now, Jovan is in the sense of, there's probably more to this, right? Maybe there's another coach in his ear saying, hey, you come play for us next year, we'll pay you double. And then he sits out. Maybe that has something to do with it. But gosh, man, I'm seeing that his most recent follow on Twitter was Coach Dillingham at Arizona State.
What relation does he have to Saluka?
Wasn't that his former coach?
Dillingham? He was at Oregon.
I wouldn't fucking play either, dude. Fuck that.
I'm looking right now, Jovan. Let's see. I mean, yeah, if that's the case, if that's how it played out, Trent, then 1000%. That's on the school if they promised him coins and didn't deliver.
Because I'm sure he could have got coin elsewhere.
Yeah, he's a pretty
100%.
coveted QB coming out of the FCS.
100%. Yeah, shit program. T. Crizzy doesn't believe it. He says guarantees getting paid. I don't know, man. Weird situation. If they promised him 100 racks and he's not fucking getting paid anything more than 3K, that's ridiculous. And that's
if they are actually paying him, like that stuff will come out in an hour, like because they're allowed to post all the receipts for all of that stuff, but you can't otherwise. So the fact that it hasn't come out yet definitely means that something's not getting paid.
Yeah, something's off. And like Jovan keeps saying, we'll probably hear more about this over the next 48 hours, but you're going to see both sides leaking out info, trying to back themselves and make themselves look better. You've already seen the athletic department at UNLV release to a bunch of people that they've already paid them up, and they're trying to get those reports out there too. So there's both sides of the coin, I guess. We'll see how it plays out. But it kind of seems like to me that Sluka got screwed over, and he called their bluff. Right?
Yeah.
God, he was balling, man. This team was playing great. We talked about UNLV on the pod, Jovan, one of my sleeper picks.
Yeah.
Now what the fuck do we do?
Undefeated. I don't think they would have gotten to the playoff by the end of the year, but like you got a chance to make a run at something with a couple big wins. And I don't know. I don't blame him for the situation. It's just kind of tough that he's quitting on the team. I know there's obviously other factors at play, but it just seems like a crazy move. Now it's going to start the whole trickle-down effect of everybody else doing it.
Trent, I think you're good to tweet out the link too if you want, man.
Yeah, I'm about
Rumor
to.
has it. Link is getting posted. Let's fucking go. Chat. If you didn't cop a hat already, the link is pinned in the Twitch chats. And I think there's a command that's been added as well to the chat. W's. Okay. Let's keep moving and grooving. Enough bitching about Sluka and this whole NIL thing, but I will say you're only seeing more and more of this damn near every week going forward, unless there's some sort of NIL cap put in. This is only going to get worse. All right, let's hop in. I want to talk a little bit about some baseball, not necessarily plays here yet. We will get in the sharp report right after this, and we've got some winners. Just wait. Stay patient, chat. Trust me. Before we dive in, though, I know it's been a couple slow days this week and last week on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. It's tough to cap some of these games. Half the games are involving teams who aren't even in the playoff contention. You know, do you even want to bet on these fucking games? Probably not. I was thinking maybe today to get the juices flowing. We're getting close to MLB playoff time here in about a week. Maybe we could talk about some of our former GOATs, some of our favorite baseball players of all time, and see if chat remembers some of these names. Maybe they can get involved and drop some of their GOATs in the chat as well. But, an easy answer for me, obviously, would be Ryan Zimmerman. I feel like I've talked about him on the show enough at this point. That's too easy, but I would love to hear some of your guys' answers. Who's a ball player from the past, not right now that's active, but a guy who made you fall in love with baseball? Because I know we're all three baseball guys up here. We played through high school, right? Who's the guy you were watching on TV who you were like, damn, I fuck with this sport. That guy's him. I want a jersey.
Jovan, I got to hear what you got to say, man.
I mean, growing up for me, watching the Rays, it was Carlos Pena. Like we had the big
Carlos Pena.
We had the big couple. Like it was Longo, it was Pena, it was BJ Upton, it was Carl Crawford. But like I was a lefty first baseman growing up, so it was always Carlos Pena. I'd put the elbow up, from the left side, trying to hit nukes with the bat drop. Like that was the guy I was trying to be while I was playing.
Sure.
Carlos.
What do you got wrong with Carlos, Trent? What do you got against him?
That dude was so hard to get out. And I was a fake Red Sox fan for like most of my childhood because I loved Manny Ramirez and Big Papi. Like that's literally, I tried being both of them as one player. But Carlos, I feel like the Rays and Red Sox were always like squaring off in the playoffs, and the Rays just had their number, and Carlos would always hit a fucking bomb. Goated. He was goated.
Carlos Pena, lefty first baseman from Jovan. Literally tried to be him in the batter's box. Absolutely love that. Trent?
Yeah, I got to go with, of course, the 1-2 punch, Manny and Big Papi. But Vlad Guerrero Sr., one of my favorite players.
I remember I was at a game at Camden Yards when I was little, and he hit a ball off the fucking ground for a home run.
Yep, it bounced.
That was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
It fucking bounced. I'll never forget.
Literally
that.
hit a ball that bounced to the plate out of the park. That's the kind of shit Vladdy would do. He couldn't hit a fastball right down the dick, but the guy could hit baseballs out of the zone like no other. It was the craziest thing. Craziest thing.
As a
Who
catcher
else?
growing up too, the Molina triplets were. I was always watching them. My brother and I looked up to them and like rivaled their game all the time.
Sure. 100%. I used to play catcher when I was like first starting, but I was left-handed. So I remember coach sat me down one time. He said, buddy, you got no future at this position in this league, my man. You got to switch. And that broke my heart that one day. But I was with you. I was a big Jason Varitek guy back in the day. He was my favorite player probably of all time. I remember when he got in A-Rod's face, didn't really punch him, but like pretty much as close as you can get. And that was like the greatest day of my life. I hated the Yankees with a passion. Was a big Red Sox fan growing up until my friends bullied me into liking DC sports, which sucks now. But yeah, that's definitely one of the GOATs, as well as Kevin Youkilis. Talk about a guy that had the weirdest, coolest swing I've ever seen, but he would still get the bat through the fucking zone where he needed it to be. I've never seen a guy swing like he was grabbing a fucking, I don't even know. I've never seen a guy swing like that in my life. And shout out Moneyball. He was in that movie as well. But Kevin Youkilis, and I actually ended up playing first base most of my youth after catching. He was a guy that I was looking at as one of my favorite athletes growing up. Talk about just an on-base machine. Kevin Youkilis.
Yeah, he was fucking goated. I can do his swing perfectly if I had my fucking
Him
bat.
and Mike Lowell at the corners, bro. So underrated.
Lowell.
Wow.
So
Mike
underrated.
It's
Mike,
crazy.
who's ever talked about Mike Lowell? Mike Lowell's name has never been mentioned one time in the last decade, and that guy probably hit 300 for 3 seasons in a row. He was great.
Mike Lowell.
Mike
Trot
fucking
Nixon.
Lowell. Great name.
Trot
See, this is why I
Nixon.
wanted to do this, because now we're getting the real names out here.
Yeah.
Fucking random McGee's. You remember from years
That's
past.
the best is playing random McGee.
Dude,
Scott
speaking
Rowland.
of somewhat random McGee's, you know what my first jersey that I owned that was not a Rays player was? He's one of my favorite players growing up for God knows what reason. I did kind of like the late 2000s, like early 2010s Dodgers. I was such a big Rafael Furcal kid. for
Dude, I
no
was literally
reason.
thinking about him right
What?
before we started this shit.
I loved Rafael Furcal and Matt Kemp in that Dodgers era. It was like my big two. I fucked with them so hard, dude.
Bruh.
Dude, give me Sean Figgins.
Okay. We're naming people in the chat's going to have no idea who they are. I
Coco
love this.
Crisp is on my wall in my room. People
I
forget.
had that written down as well. Coco Crisp was a fucking goat back in the day. An absolute goat.
I mean, Ichiro is just fucking goated.
Goated.
We got to
come on.
mention Tim Lincecum.
Goated.
Goated.
Tim
of course.
Lincecum, Gootsie's guy.
Yeah.
Favorite
used to-
pitcher of all time.
Used to emulate his windup where he'd basically turn to second base. Yeah.
What was his
Juan
nickname?
Pierre.
The Freak?
The freak,
Was
something
that
like that.
Yeah, the Freak. He
Yeah.
was a freak.
Here's
He's
a
like
name.
5'8".
Did he nickname?
Here's a name that if you played MLB 04.
Hmm.
Moises Alou.
Okay, sure. Legend.
Goat.
Legend. I think he might have played for the Expos.
I
back
think
in
he
the day.
did.
I think he did. Moises Alou. Sure. Couldn't tell you what position he played or what he did, but the name, 100%.
Yeah. I know
Um,
his batting stance too. It's weird.
Speaking of Red Sox, I probably got too many Red Sox on here. Clay Buchholz. Clay
Love
Buchholz, probably one of my
Clay
favorite pitchers of all
Buchholz.
time.
Clay Buchholz, as a Rays fan, was like one of the very few Red Sox I actually like enjoyed watching, even if he was dicing us.
There was a guy at the Bookit event wearing a Josh Beckett jersey.
Josh
Goat.
Beckett, also goated.
Another goat. And people forget what he did on the Marlins as well. Didn't he pitch 3 games in the World Series somehow? How did his arm
those
not fall
Florida
off his
Marlin
body?
teams were fun.
Dude, those were
You know who
so
all of our friends when we were playing wiffle ball back in the day on like travel ball trips, who we would always try and hit nukes, like super random name for the Marlins. Dan Ugla.
Wow.
One of the few
Dan
power
Ugla.
hitting second basemen that ever existed at that time.
No way you're at the plate saying Ugla.
Literally.
Bro.
So he had like a violent ass swing for no reason. And we were just all trying to hit nukes like Dan Ugla.
I mean, Dan Ugla, I bet my life on that guy was on steroids at some point.
Had to be.
I mean, that guy was literally a sausage. I mean, he was wider than he was tall. I've never seen a second baseman like him. Saul Talamacchia from Picks with
Wow.
Deej. That might be a little more recent. Jared
Yeah.
Salt of the Maki. I remember when he was first on the Red Sox, his fucking name on the back of his
Yeah, it was
jersey
like-
went all the way around the jersey. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
Fucking rainbow.
Crazy. Yeah, chat, drop your former goats. I want to know who you guys like. Who made you fall in love with the sport? Ryan Braun. I'll never forget when
Paul-
Ryan Braun went on TV and just lied to everyone's faces, so he never did steroids. Give me a break.
Actually crazy.
Paul Canerco.
Sure.
Literal goat.
Sure. These are all like actual goats, I feel like. I wanted to bring up more guys like Danny Espinosa.
Oh,
Do you guys
I
even know who that
actually-
is?
Yes, dude.
course.
He worked out at my training facility for my travel team all the time. So
What
he would
the-
come do infield drills with us. Yeah,
He was a Cali guy?
literally him and Higashioka are like the two fucking professional
What
ball
the-
players that would come to our facility.
Gosh, Yoka.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, super random.
Huh. Who else, chat?
I got a weird Oriole if you want it.
Who do you got, Gootsy? Gootsy has a
Somewhat-
weird Oriole chat.
Somewhat recent, I guess. 2000s. Chris Tillman, former ace of the Orioles.
Bruh. Chris Tillman.
Chris Tillman.
He was good for like 1 year, Goots. Maybe
yeah,
two.
but that 1 year was
Maybe so.
electric.
Sure. He put it all together. Chris
One of my
Tillman.
You're looking for weird guys. It's the weirdest one my brain could
That
come up
is.
with at this moment.
JD
That is.
Drew.
JD Drew was a legend.
Yeah. My favorite one of my favorite top 5 sports moments ever is Bartolo hitting a fucking bomb.
Bro. Bartolo hitting a nuke. I mean, that's on the feed once a year, and the guy's
Yeah.
been retired for 5 years.
Yeah.
Legendary.
You
How did
remember
he
what
do it
ballpark
still?
that was at, Trent?
Was it not the Mets?
No, it was
Well,
San
he hit one
Diego.
there, and then it was Petco. Yeah, he hit it into the
Yeah,
metal building
Padres.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's why I'm visualizing like that tower.
Gio Gonzalez. I'll never forget I shook Gio Gonzalez's hand when he was signing autographs after a game, and it was the greatest day of my life. Literally the
Troy
greatest day of my life.
Gloss.
Troy Gloss. Okay. R.A. Dickey. God, he was so good for a year. Didn't he win the Cy Young? R.A. Dickey 1 year? Or am I tripping?
Cy. Did he win Cy?
That might be made up. That might be made
Yes.
up.
That's
Somebody.
not made up, Krabs.
Pretty sure
Wow,
he
he
won.
did win
I
a
didn't know
Cy
if he won
Young,
or if he was
bro.
just in the
That's
voting. He
crazy.
was nasty for
He
you,
won
though.
a Cy. Yeah.
That's crazy. Gosh. All right. Any other goats that bring a fucking one singular tear to your fucking eye? Any other goats bring joy to your guys' life that you remember talking about? Anybody else you want to name?
Dude,
I
I
mean,
was
I
like
got-
I used to be obsessed weirdly with the Honus Wagner baseball card, and I've like always wanted to see it.
Huh.
Super random, but like I
you
went
watched,
to
you watched him back in his day?
no, dude. But I went to a baseball card convention, and they had it there, and a whole. It was like the Mona Lisa, dude. It
Right.
was insane.
The card guys were splooging over it. They were like, oh my God, we're so
It's
close.
literally
to it.
this big, bro. It's that big. You can't see. It's fucking tiny.
So just a mini baseball card from like 150 years ago, 100 years
Shit's
ago.
Now it's worth at the time it was $1 million, and that was like unheard of. Now it's like 10.
Yep. Gosh,
That's crazy.
that's nuts. Yeah, chat's calling me out for not doing steamed crabs on Zach Campbell catching Aaron Judge's home run last night. Guys, I don't want to fucking give that guy any more spotlight or time of day. It just makes me angry bringing him up.
How does
I don't
he
wanna bring
do
it
it? I don't get it. Like,
I mean, look, man, if I had nothing else to do all day besides have my parents pay for my fucking ticket to go to a MLB game every day, I'd probably catch a fuck ton of baseballs too.
I don't know. Like, as much as a fucking bozo he is, it's kind of insane that he's able to put himself in the right spot like 30% of the time.
It is crazy. I will give him that.
It's not like
It is
he's
crazy.
If you've seen the videos, he's always running where the ball is going. So it's not like he's staying in one spot. He's moving around.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but he's at least
Trent is on the
close.
right track where the guy will fucking buy multiple seats in multiple sections in the outfield. He'll move around accordingly based on who's hitting, lefty, righty. You know how like he's smart about it. I'll give him credit for that. I mean, he's doing it the right way, I guess. But I just think it's the most bozo move. The guy doesn't even give a shit about the games. He doesn't care about baseball. He's just there to catch home runs and have people see him doing it. That's literally all it is. I don't want to give the guy any more attention, but yes, Trent, I will agree. It's pretty fucking crazy. This guy's caught over 1,000 baseballs at this point. It's great.
Yeah.
Azuna coming in with a resub. Love to see that. Nelly Nell 13 coming in with a resub. A's. Thumbs up emoji. Love to see that. Guess they tailed the A's last night. W's. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Might need to rewatch some tape on the doc. Bro, we are never watching that Zach Campbell doc ever again. No.
That was actually piss.
No. We are never doing that again. All right. Let's move on to some plays for today. The people need them. They're starving for them. Let's get the people some winners. Let's start out on the MLB Diamond here, gents. And I'll get the party started with a little Tigers first 5 money line wager here. Gosh, this feels like a bet that I would take early on in this MLB season when I was absolutely crushing it with the straight bets, where I would say, what do you do in baseball? You don't fade streaks, you back them. And right now, the fucking Tigers are them. They are almost pretty much guaranteed at this point to make the playoffs. Maybe that's not the right way to say it, but I know over an 80% chance at this point to make the playoffs. They're on fucking fire. And right now, I don't want to fade the Tigers. I've lost coins doing it in recent weeks. I'm done with it. Today, I'm going to back them first 5, get in, get out here. Jovan, I mean, they've got that Zach Littell square up once again on the board today after, I believe, at least 2 straight shutouts, maybe 3 at this point. I know I was on him last time. How many times is Zach Littell going to get away with it? I'm willing to give it one more chance, fading him before the season ends here. And I'll back Montero in that near 5 ERA, who's been extremely inconsistent this season, as a favorite. But I don't want to involve the bullpens here, although both are solids. I want to get in, get out, and just fade that Littell square that's up on Prize Picks and back the Tigers to win this game through the first 5. If it's tied, it pushes, that's fine. But I really just like this bet as well, not only just fading Littell and isolating there, but also the fact of not having to bet the Tigers to actually come through and win this game at the end of it when they've been on absolute fuego. You know, that's not a crabby bet. I like the first 5, get in, get out here.
Sure.
Thoughts on the Tigers fading the Rays, gents?
I thought it would be kind of square. I was considering taking them.
It's a little square.
But
You're right.
I don't know how we don't just hammer the Tigers every game. They're fucking wag.
They win. You're not wrong. I have no counter to that. It's baseball. You're 100% right. Jovan, nothing against the Rays? No devil's advocate here?
I mean, if you want devil's advocate, the Rays are pretty much out of it now. So it's the perfect time for them to come alive. I do think Littell gives up some runs today. It's just a question of what Montero's able to do.
Okay. Yeah, total up from 7.5 to 8. I debated the over at one point, but I'm going to stick with the Red Hot Tigers. Get in, get out first 5. And then your Rays can come back and win at the end.
Sure.
Deal? W's? Jovan, what do you got for the peeps?
Start with the obvious one. Take the Mariners early. Hangover game. We got 2 of them today. You're on one. I'm on one. I'll probably join you on the later one too.
Wow.
Early George Kirby. We'll see. I haven't looked at the lineup for the Astros, but I don't really care who it is. If you have a hangover game against a guy where you have to go all in because he has fantastic command, just like George Kirby does. I know he hasn't been the George Kirby of late, and there goes the Mariners nuke. GG's.
Is that Tigers or Mariners?
It's Mariners.
W's.
Rare Trent play against his Stros and W. Aries for a 5-piece subber. I see that
No
lurking.
way Aries is back in here again. Dude.
Death taxes Aries.
No disrespect to the Tigers play, but I was already going to nuke the Mariners. I had tweeted about it, and then that just solidified that I had to whale it.
Wait, so what did you just lock in there?
Mariners.
Looking the Mariners.
Okay.
I don't want you to think I'm just tailing Jovan only, Krabs.
No, dude. You're good. I just want to fucking hit bets, man. Plain and simple. Dude, I want you to tail my NFL plays because those are elite. You don't need to tail my MLB plays. Okay? Jovan, Mariners, finish this sell job, though. We need it.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's a hangover game against George Kirby. You can't really afford to have that. And I mean, I like the matchup kind of just as is if there were no outside circumstances in it. So, I mean, this is a game the Mariners sure as hell want to have, and I think they can get it.
Okay. Fading the playoff narrative here, right? Making the playoffs here. Last night, the Astros clinched. I like it. I like it. All right, let's keep moving here. Trent, you can go over your next 2 plays here. Royals and Dodgers, sure.
Ooh, yes. I was actually going to do a little pre-sell job on the Mariners, but Jovan just handled that, so let's fucking go. But the Royals are playing meaningful ball right now against the Nats and Krabs' boy DJ Hurts. I'm not sold. Bats look like rat piss like they have all year. Scoring 0 runs last night in a 1-0 win for the Royals. They need a win bad today. And I'm looking to back teams playing meaningful ball. So give me the Royals. Hopefully Bobby can get us a Nukenheimer. And I'm not on D-backs money line. It's -1.5.
Okay. That's on me. I think I probably put that in wrong. I like the play on the Royals today. You know, they've lost 4 of their last 5. Sure, they did squeak out that win last night. Kind of lucky. They did win 1-0, but I like the angle of back in the Royals, trying to get some confidence here before the postseason. Back in the Renzen against DJ Ers. Good luck. I'm not going to fade or tail. I can't fade my guy DJ Ers, but I don't hate the play. I don't hate the play today.
Oh, yeah.
That season's over. They're done. Dodgers ML. Late nights. Huh.
Yeah. The Padres are going to win this series 2-1. I think the Dodgers get their win tonight with Flaherty on the bump against Dylan Cease. The Dodgers they have first round exit written on them, man. I'm very worried about them. Last night they splooged early and didn't splooge again, ending the game on a triple play. Come on, dude, that was fucking insane. That was actually crazy. Give me the team that just lost the game with ducks on the pond on a triple play.
Dude, I actually like the Dodgers tonight. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind backing Flaherty tonight. Dylan Cease got some disrespectful prize pick squares up there. We'll talk about that in a moment. And yes, back in the Dodgers after the Padres turned that fucking triple play to get that win. They're only 2 games behind the Dodgers right now. I'm sure the Dodgers coach is absolutely shaking in his boots at this moment, just getting ready for the fucking call to get fired.
Is this a hangover game too?
What, for fading the Padres?
Yeah.
Did they officially clinch last night?
I think they did.
Let's say.
Pretty sure.
Yes, they did. That triple play clinched them the playoffs.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
So we've got 3 of those narratives on the card today. I love that. Good.
Who's the other one?
Orioles, and
Astros.
Guardians, right?
No,
not the
Yankees,
Guardians.
Mariners, Dodgers.
And Orioles.
Oh, Trent,
Yeah,
there's
with the
the
Yankees.
official Jordan won't return the regular season tweet just dropped.
Oh,
It's official red.
brutal. At least we can't leak any more coins on him in the regular season.
Any update on the playoffs?
Just says regular season.
That's fine. I mean, he wasn't hitting 3 bombs in a week anyway.
Mm.
Wait, so what would be the fade the hangover parlay?
It would
Yankees,
be
Dodgers, Mariners.
Yeah, I'm placing that right now. Mariners lose.
Wouldn't it be Yankees? Yeah, Yankees, Dodgers, Mariners. Is there not one more team in there?
I don't think so.
No, that's it.
I think
The difference is the Padres are still kind of playing for something, though. That's the one difference.
It's a good point.
What did the
Good point.
Orioles win last night? They clinched a playoff spot.
playoffs.
Clinched the playoff spot, and then the
And
only
they're
way
not
they
gonna
can
win
win the division is if they full sweep and the Yankees go 0-5 for the rest of the season.
Yeah, the Padres are still 2 games out of the division. So like they're actually playing for something still. But the Orioles are not really, and same goes for the Astros because they're relatively comfortable too, because they're in the same spot as the Yankees.
Why is the Yankees game not on my book? Have they not announced pitcher?
They don't have a pitcher. It's supposed to be Nasty Nestor, but now he's going to get an MRI. That's actual moose shit for the Yankees, by the way, because he was starting to cook, and they need him to be good in the postseason. He might not even be available. That could be a massive L for the Yankees. And yeah, we'll talk about the Yankees here in a moment. Trent, I like those plays. I like the Dodgers, especially tonight. So we'll come back to that last play in a moment. Jovan, what else you got for us, my man? Whoa, WNBA. Sure.
Little fever action.
Sure.
Yeah, they just got their shit kicked in game 1 of this series. So I will be the first one to say I will pay a unit to find out that Caitlin Clark and that team is going out sad first 2 games of the series, back-to-back games, especially because, I mean, the line opened and is kind of sitting at the same exact place that it was in that game 1. So needless to say, I will pay to find out. We're going to see back-to-back drubbings. Sun are good. The defense is good. They had her in a box. Caitlin shot like 4 for 17 in that game. I will pay to find out that does not happen in back-to-back games. So I will join Mr. Mikey Overs and say the Fever are going to at least keep this one close.
Wow.
You know what? I tried to find a reason to want to fade it today. I couldn't. I looked at both WNBA games. We'll talk about the later one as well once we get back to my card. I do have a play in that game, but Jovan, I couldn't do it, man. I mean, in game 1 of the series, the Fever got absolutely spanked. Maybe that was a wake-up call for, Caitlin Clark in the squad in their first postseason, right? I don't know. But I like the fact that we're seeing a very, very similar number. Actually, we are back to that number at 6.5 now when they got obliterated in the first game of the series. Sure, go back to it. Why not? And Caitlin Clark's points is high as shit today on Prize Picks. We'll talk about that in a moment as well. I like the play, Jovan. I didn't have the nuts to put it on myself because it's still Caitlin Clark's squad, but I do think that's a winner.
Yeah, fair.
W's. Love it. All right, let's get to mine. I'll wrap up my 2 plays here, and we'll sling it back around to you two gents. How about the Yankees on the ML? This should go well. Like Gutsy just said, the Orioles did clinch the playoffs last night, although it has not been pretty for the Orioles. W. Goots getting in the playoffs. Look, at least you got there, right? A lot of people can't say the same. So the O's made the playoffs. W's there. O's are getting healthy, as Goots is saying in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear him or not. Let me know. But yeah, the O's are getting healthy, but we're fading them today. And we're taking the Yankees, who scratched Nestor Cortez for this game. And I'm hearing that it could be Poteet, a guy they're calling up from the minors here to pitch, who's apparently added a new pitch to his repertoire that's been pretty successful in the minors. And I'm going to take a shot on him as a favorite against the Orioles, who just clinched last night. And I'm sure had a jolly good time going out celebrating as they should. They earned it. But today, and just like a lot of these games we've been cashing on of late the last week or so, fading teams the day after they clinch the playoffs has been a profitable system in MLB at the end of the season for years. Let's keep leaning on it. I'll take the Yankees today as favorites with no even starting pitcher announced yet against the Orioles and Zach Eflin. And Zach Eflin's got some Prize Pick squares up there today that make me think he might get hit up as well.
Fair.
Like it.
I'm on the Minnesota Lynx late night in the WNBA here, game 2. Kind of similar to that first angle, Jovan, that you talked about in that other game. But here we've got a Phoenix team that just covered the points when they were plus 9.5 in the first game. They lost by 7, I believe, in a really, really close one that went down to the wire. Now we're seeing Minnesota laying the same number the second time around. I'll tell you what, I haven't watched a ton of WNBA this year, but I do know one thing. This Minnesota Lynx team is fucking good. And I think they win this game by 10 plus. This reminds me of like taking, I don't know, like in the playoffs in the NBA last year when the Celtics were coming off a loss in game 1, backing them in game 2 when they were laying a fat number. This is kind of what that reminds me of. I'll back the Wagon Lynx coming off of barely skating by, getting a W against Phoenix to blow them out with a similar spread tonight in game 2.
Sure.
I hate to say it, gents. This might be crazy, but that's probably my favorite play on the card for me today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to go ahead and put that on notice. All right.
Difference.
Jovan, take us to your third play, and then Trent will wrap us up here.
To be honest, I wasn't really planning on doing this because the last thing I wanted from the go well was to not get anything from the Brewers, so we wouldn't have to go to one last time sweating the rat meat Giants to score off of Zach Allen, especially after how that last start went. Well, here we are. First of all, the D-backs, people aren't talking about it enough. They have been sliding to the point where I don't even know if they're going to make the playoffs. We've seen like the Braves are kind of just hanging around the bottom, like half a game out, I think, at this point of a wild card spot. And who knows if they're going to get in. That series against the Royals is going to be massive for both teams to end the season. But the D-backs have been playing shit baseball. And the Giants have also won 5 in a row, and the bats are awake out of nowhere. I kind of want to ride that trend. It feels like the second the Brewers came back in that massive game where I think it was 7-0, somebody said in chat 8-0, and they came back and won that game. It feels like the wind's all out of the sails of the D-backs from that point on. And now you go to a situation where you're back against the wall with your best pitcher on the bump, trying not to get swept by the Giants, who have all of a sudden heated up when it's too late. I think it continues. Even with Mason Black on the mound, who I think would be fine enough. This feels pretty similarly to game 1 of this series, where nobody really believes, and the Giants bats are going to come awake in a pretty decent matchup if they can just be somewhat patient. I think this is it. I think this is where we start to get the dagger into the D-backs. So welcome to Berg, Trent. One last time with Zach Allen.
I'm excited for this Berg, Jovan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell by Trent's face he wasn't loving it. I know he's got Arizona minus 1.5 on the Sharp report here. Looks like Trent is backing Zach Allen tonight. Would love to hear the reasoning there. Yeah, clap it up, sure.
I'll tip my cap for Jovan's goat whale. He fucking smacked that shit.
Yeah.
But Gallon is not as it wasn't as free as I think he would have thought it was going to be for all season long. And he's a good pitcher. I watched this fucking Giants team swing at rat shit in the dirt, and they legit couldn't stop. It was like they were just addicted to it. Like they literally just couldn't hold off. And I expect that to happen all night tonight. And didn't they just lose 11-0 last
Yeah.
night?
They did.
C-Blaz Megamax on the fucking D-backs laid minus 145, 5K on that shit.
Where does he get the
Lost,
coins? It makes no sense.
lost 11-0. Give me the team that just fucking got bitched 11-0 to bounce back with their ace on the bump against a moose shit offense in the Giants.
Okay.
Moose shit.
Jovan?
I mean, I don't know. There's two sides to it all. I don't think Gallon's can go up and give up like 5, but the bats got to show me something. The bats of the D-backs have been cold as paws. I mean, that's part of it too. I would not be shocked if, just like we saw like the sneak birdsong masterclass, like Logan Webb, like should have gotten destroyed last night because he's been really terrible. He went and shoved on the road. They got to show it to me at this point, even if it is Mason Black. So regardless of what Gallon does, really, this is just it's a Giants bet more so than an anti-Gallon bet.
Okay.
I know you were sulking that night. We were sitting on the couch watching D-backs Giants, and they couldn't stop swinging.
I know. And the good part is that was not very long ago. So they've had time to kind of get themselves together. And they've gotten hot really since that game, since that week. So let's have them carried in. They're already eliminated. No way they're playing for anything, right? But now they've routed off 5 in a row. Let's make it 6.
Their bats have looked cracked. I mean, especially last night. I had the under in that game. That was a moose shit bet. That's the one I texted you guys after the show and said, wait a second, how'd this one get swept? Well, that lost in a 12-0 game. That was a terrible bet. Although the was right on fading Arizona's bats and taking that Logan Webb less than 2.5 earned runs allowed. The Giants' bats looked fucking good. Like I turned off the game. They were just obliterating Brandon Pfaadt. Now, Brandon Pfaadt is not great. Zach Gallen is a better pitcher than Brandon Pfaadt. And he's been atrocious too, minus his actual last start before that where he was unbelievable. But besides that, he's been moose shit. Zach Gallen, you know what he does when he goes out there every time. He shoves for 4 innings and then he sucks in the 5th and gives up, 2 to 4 runs. That's what this dude does. He pitches 4-5 great innings and has 1 moose shit inning mixed in there where he gives up nukes and turkeys. And Zach Gallen, I could see him doing it again today. I kind of like the over in this game. I see both sides from you guys, though. Trent, I'm with you. Taking Arizona after they lost 12-0 yesterday. Crabby angle there. And back in Gallen after a terrible start, right? Where he didn't even look that bad except for that 1 inning. But I'm sure he'll be a little extra motivated to end the regular season off on a great note heading into the playoffs after getting mucked up in that last inning, right? I probably would lean Arizona here, but we'll see. And Jovan's right. San Fran has nothing to play for. That's one of the weirdest bets on the board, and their bats are hot. So maybe they do pull off the upset, but I see the angle from Trent here too. I do. It's not as square as it maybe looks.
It's not a square.
I was trying my best to pretend that Gallon was moose shit all year to support Jovan. And
He was just moose shit enough.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
I didn't say he was going to be like an Alek Manoah pitcher, dude. I said he was going to be more than 3.44. And I mean, he's pretty far past that.
Yeah. Great call.
I mean, even that last start alone against the fucking Brewers, he was wheeling.
Yeah, he was unhittable for 4, but that's what he does every start, Trent.
Like so it's either he's unhittable, then he gives up turkeys, or he has a terrible first inning and then settles in the rest of the start. That's how it always goes.
Yeah.
Inconsistent. We got Jaden F15 coming in, resubbing Fever money line. Whoa. Okay, Jaden. We got Gargantuan Red coming in. Appreciate you allowing me to add the hat to my inventory. W's Gargantuan Reds. Rumors are swirling that half the hats are already gone off the site.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah, halfway out of our inventory. So chat, if you haven't gotten it yet, pin in the chat. Go get it.
I don't even know if Trent sent a post yet about it. If that's the case, and we've already sold out half of them. You did?
I just did, yeah.
What? That's still crazy. And I hope you guys have gotten them. If not, we'll drop the link here again. I believe there's a command in the chat. I'm sure one of the mods will drop them. Get involved. Cop one before they sell out. We've literally sold half already. It's been an hour. Get involved. These things are fresh too, I promise. All right? W's. All right, let's keep moving and grooving here, gents. W straight bets. All right, why don't we get to the prize pick squares here? Yesterday, not so great. I believe What did we go? 0-5 with one push on the Prize Pick Squares last night. Jesus, not good.
Trent got one.
1-4 and one.
Wagman.
W Trent actually. Zach Littell. I'm fading him again today. I'm going to do it one more time. It is what it is. I already gave the sell job on why I'm fading the Rays early on in this game. He's got that crazy 2.5 earned run square up there again. And he's cost me coins of late, Jovan. He's looked like fucking Cy Young out there. Yeah. I'm going to take one more chance in a game where I want to fade them anyways and take that more than 2.5 earned runs on the books, or sorry, on Prize Picks. It looks like one of the easiest less thans on the boards with how he's been pitching recently. I'll fade Littell tonight. I'll do it.
Sure.
And then Dylan Cease, Trent, I'm with you on the Dodgers tonight. I think that's a pretty solid angle, actually. And I want to take Dylan Cease to give up more than 4.5 hits. He's been nails of late. I think they might come into this game a little fat, happy, and complacent after clinching last night. I'm sure they had a couple beers, as they should. And after that triple play, playoff clinching win, I do think the Padres maybe get caught lacking here. We see the Dodgers win this game. And if that's the case, I don't see a world where they do it without getting 5+ hits off of Dylan Cease. His Prize Pick squares are disrespectful today. They make it seem like he's going to get hit up. I know he's going against the Dodgers, but what have they really done in weeks past to prove that he deserves to be that high on some of these numbers? I don't really know besides the name. And I think he gets mucked up today, looking at where some of his squares are at. So I'll be fading Dylan Cease, and I might end up even on the Dodgers ML late night.
Sure.
Jovan?
Decided to go some gut squares that were on the board that I immediately saw and said I had to get involved in.
Sure.
My gut does tell me. I mean, I think we see runs, or a little more at least than we've seen or saw yesterday in the typical Rays-Tigers game would be in that game. And it would be such a Rays thing for them to show up immediately when they're eliminated. So give me Yandy Diaz, who I would assume is going to be leading off or somewhere close to it up against Montero, who has really bad reverse splits. They've gotten a little better recently, but he's still struggling with hard hits against right-handed hitters. So give me Yandy. Probably started off pretty strong, total bases. Then I'll take Nathan Lukes across the plate. You got Dick Fitz on the mound for the Red Sox. He's been the greatest pitcher of all time.
DJ Fitz?
DJ
No
Fitz
way.
on the mound. He's literally been cracked since they put him into the rotation and gave him a shot. Lukes has been up there actually hitting pretty well. I think in the 2-hole, it's probably where he's going to be today. Granted, I mean, who knows what the Jays are going to do with their lineup. If he's out of the lineup or a little lower, obviously this kind of cancels out. But if he is up there in the 2 spot, I think he is crossing plate. Whenever I see guys that are weird up there, and regardless of where they're hitting, and they're never really up there, especially against the pitcher who's been absolutely dealing, got to take it. Got to get involved, even if it's a shit game. So give me these 2.
Fading DJ Fitz, huh? Okay.
Fading DJ Fitz just for one.
See how it works out.
I don't think he's given up a single run since he's been in the rotation.
You serious, dude? I got to look into that because that's crazy if that's true. We should have done a fucking graphic for that.
3 straight. Yeah. 15 2/3 and 3 starts. 0 earned runs. 2 came in on an error.
I might have to take that Yandy square, man.
Might have to be.
Sure. Jovan, those are nasty squares. Well, Yandy's a goat. He's your goat. But the Nathan Lukes one, bless your
Still
heart.
Still a Rays hitter. I will say there's some really, really weird Rays squares on the board today, which look odd. Whole team's up there today, which is not usually the case.
Maybe it's the over in that game then, bro. Are the squares red or green? Did you look through them?
I mean, they're the Rays. The whole team's fucking red pretty much. Other than like Aranda's actually been hitting recently. He's got a hit run RBI and a fantasy score up. Jonathan Aranda has a fantasy score up, which is crazy.
I mean, the total in yesterday's game, Rays and Tigers. I mean, I know Scooball was involved, so obviously it's going to be lower, but it closed at 6.5. The game was 2-1. It was a low-scoring nail-biter, pitcher's duel. No reason to think we'd see more runs going forward in the series, especially with the Rays involved. They're pretty much out of the playoffs, right? And the Tigers are on fire, so I guess that makes more sense. Maybe their bats get going against Littell, but Littell's been Cy Young, and the total in this game moves up from 7.5 to 8. Maybe it was always the over.
That could be sharp.
Maybe it was always the over. Okay. I still do like Tigers first 5 get in, get out, but the more I talk through it, the more I like that over as well. All right. W squares, Jovan. I'm going to pair those together with mine and a little 4 guys, or let's see what Trent's working with. Maybe make a little 6-man here. Oh, he's got Zach Gallen. Ooh. Okay. That might be a spite square. Let's hear it.
I'm tired of the bullshit all season long, man. Nuking is under. Dude soars the fuck over, pitching a gem. This is the first time all year I'm taking an over something positive for Zach Gallen, and we're gonna see how it goes.
Cannot go well. Tell you right now, cannot go well.
Should go well. Should go really well.
Fucking shove.
After all the talking about Gallen on today's show, there's no way it goes well. But
I'm
we'll see.
doubling down in my battle of Berg.
He's double dipping. I respect it. He's confident. We'll see how it plays out.
I've let Jovan have his fucking flowers all year. My turn.
Okay. Okay. Jovan, any comments, concerns, thoughts about that Gallen more than fantasy score from Trent?
I mean, he went out there for 7 innings and no hit them last start, so this should be free. Should be actually air.
All right. I guess the counter to that would be he got crushed up in that last inning in his last start. We'll see if he bounces back today. I am very excited for this. Holy shit. I might have to get involved myself. Talk about a battle of Berg. We got multiple angles. We'll see how it plays out. Involving the GOAT, Zach Gallen. Wow. Somebody get your popcorn ready. You might need it.
I mean, in all seriousness, though, it is very cool to not have to actually sweat this start, minus the units that are just for this game, because this would be pretty rad otherwise. But I think due to the fact that I pretty much chalk this as being a perfect game start because the Giants are rat shit and not playing for anything, he's probably going to go out there and give up runs and be destroyed. So,
yeah, Burgundy Booper Bowl.
Burgundy.
See how it plays out. Trent, you got a gnat up there on the board. I thought we weren't allowed to take those.
Yeah. To be completely honest with you, man, he was wearing a guard's hat. I thought he was.
I knew you didn't know he was on the fucking Nats. That was the first thing I was going to say. It's the first thing I was going to say because I fucking got your square. It didn't say what number it hit run RBIs. I go, all right, let me go take a peep at the boards and see what he's at. Maybe he's at a half, right? He's probably a 1.5, though. He's been starting a lot recently. And I look at the picture. I see he's in there in the mix of all the fucking Guardians. No shit, you thought he wasn't on the Nats. He had no clue. Now, I will say, I do like this square, though. All fucking jokes aside here, Trent. Jose Tena, they moved into second base recently. I don't know where he's going to play today because Luis Garcia might be back in the lineup, but he's been pretty comfortable at the dish since coming over to the Nats. I like this square. Another weird guy up on the boards.
Yeah, definitely.
Got some weird squares up for the Nats, Krabs. I got to say.
I'm also still... Go ahead, Trent.
I do have some weird ones. That's all I was going to say.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I'm
been
still so blown.
Auto Nats Splooge Fest. Pretty much every single time I see this square up is that Dylan Cruz run.
No way they have that up today.
Spawns in the first inning green every single time I see that shit.
Jovan, what if I told you, and I need to check and see if he got a hit last night, but what if I told you Dylan Cruz is like 0 for his last 20 at the dish?
No way.
And he's hitting under the Mendoza line now after a great start. He did get a hit after I saw that tweet. That tweet was from 2 days ago, but this guy has 1 hit in his last 6 games. He has been cold as ice, Jovan. What is that square doing up there?
I don't know, Krabs.
I kind of hate the Royals now.
That's not a great
the
sign.
Royals off a couple squares, man. Fold it.
No, DJ Harris going to go out there and shove. Hundo pick. All right.
Any quick thoughts on Billy Cook?
The way you're tapping on Billy Cook. That's unbelievable.
Trent, that's a guy that the Orioles trade to the Pirates, and Rav like splooges over him. So if you want to take something Rav would take that.
Yeah, there's Rav, bro. He said that's bro.
Right on cue.
Fading.
Right on cue. Respect. All right. Sure. I like these prize pick squares. Some weird ones up on the board today. Trent's taking Jose Tena. It's going to be a good day. I need to see that on the lineup now. The fact you didn't know he's on the fucking Nats, you deserve to lock him in. Unbelievable. All right. Let's move and groove, gents. W Sharp Report, W Prize Pick Squares here. Why don't we move on to some Lookahead Lines for the weekend? And we're not going to spend too much time on this, but I do want to get Pickett Pro up and moving here. It's such a W. And I want to look at some of the college football and NFL lines for this upcoming weekend and see if we can start planting some seeds in Trent's brain to see if we can get a Surge 6 through the hoop here, Jovan. We can start with some college, though. Let's look at some college lines first. Maybe we look at the weekends because I'm sure we'll spend plenty of time tomorrow talking about Thursday night football in college, right? or we could start with the Hokies plus 19.5 on Friday night against Miami. But that might be the best bet of the year.
Krabs.
Best bet of the year.
I want to hear Trent, like, first reaction going through the college football board, seeing some of these lines, what he's thinking before we say anything.
Okay.
I'm curious where his head's going to be at.
Well, Trent, what are your thoughts on the Hokies getting 19.5 points on the road at Miami?
Miami probably claps cheeks, dude.
Sure.
They're good, and the Hokies are rat meat. But
yeah, they are.
Look at those splits. Actually, wait, is that the spread down low, or where's the spread?
Oh, the spread's in the middle.
Huh. GG's.
I mean, yeah. 3% of bets on the Hokie spread. It's very early. Not a ton of money yet on Pickett, but a decent chunk. It is a Friday night game as well. I'll tell you what. People, BTL goats have probably already heard me say this, but BT's QB, Kyron Drones, best friends with the Miami quarterback Cam Ward, along with Shador Sanders. The three of them work out, in the off season, hang out. They're all best buds. He's got a little motivation here, Kyron Drones, coming off of some terrible games against his buddy. You don't think he wants to fucking look like shit against him on national TV on Friday night on the road? For the first time this season, the Hokies have zero expectations after losing last week at home to Rutgers. When did the Hokies play well last year? When they had zero expectations. The last 6 games of the season when they started out like shit. That's when Drones heated up. That's when the offense got going. Wouldn't be surprised if this is a really good buy low spot for the Hokies, who really cannot look worse through the entire 4 games this season, and sell high for Miami, who at some point was almost losing that game last week, but ended up winning 50-15 and covering at the end. But that game was closer than it really looked. And there is a scare coming from Miami soon. It's got to be the Hokies. It's got to be.
Yeah, we'll see, Krabs. I'll be rooting for him.
It probably is, bro, because these Friday night games are so whack. And anytime there's a swarm of people on one side, dude, they lose outright.
Yeah. Let's hope for another crazy Friday night game. I'm in.
Like, I
San
saw
Jose State type.
everybody and their mom was on Nebraska. Shit was a donation. Everybody, including myself, was on what other game? Oh, yeah. Rat Piss Syracuse. Horrific program.
Literally horrific.
Horrible.
Terrible. Well, I like what Jovan said earlier. I would love to hear some of Trent's thoughts on some of these big college football games on Saturday and see what his brain is thinking about some of these big time games. Let's take a peep at some of these coming up on Saturday. Trent, I don't know if you can see the screen.
Yeah.
But we could try to set you up nice. I mean, BYU. Is that BYU as a fucking dog on the road at Baylor? Okay. That's crazy.
Like Baylor.
Good. There's got to be some better games than these, though, huh?
Ranked versus ranked Fraud Bowl right after that. Oak State, Kansas State. 2 rat meat programs. Or at least rat meat teams. Probably not rat meat programs.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah. What's the number?
Kansas State minus 4.5, 5.
Oof. Fuck Kansas State, dude.
Got to be Kansas State, though, after that embarrassing loss on the road. Respectfully. It's got to be. It's got to be. Looks like some early bets. Decent amount on that spread for OK State. More than I would expect. I don't love that. All right, let's go to another bigger game. There's got to be more.
Isn't there Georgia, Bama?
Yeah, Georgia, Bama.
Wow. I legit have no idea what to take. None. This is like Astros, Dodgers.
Bruh.
What do you even do if that ends up being the World Series, dude? Just to, like, what are you just not going to bet the entire series?
I don't know what the fuck I would do. 23 racks, and I'm in the series. I don't know what I would do.
Yeah.
23 racks, chat. That's not, people just aren't talking about it enough.
Not talking about it enough. You got to get there, though.
We got to get there.
Got to get there.
Trent, would love your initial thoughts on Georgia, Bama. Bama getting 2 points at home. Depends on where you look, but Georgia laying 2-ish on the road here. What are your thoughts?
I legit have zero idea. I have I don't even know what to say. I don't know how I'm going to pick a side here. I might just ask the conch.
That might have to be a conch game, honestly.
That might have to be it. That's such a conch game, dude.
You know, if Georgia wasn't coming off of almost losing that last game, I'd probably be more inclined to fade them and take Bama. And you guys know I'm a sucker for a +2 or +2.5 in football. So that's my favorite shit. You guys know it. But I don't know if I can do it, man. When's the last time Bama's been an underdog at home?
2007.
No way.
Yeah.
Jovan, that's 15 years ago, dude. Damn near.
Yeah. Just like same thing we heard about Michigan against Texas.
And Bama's getting the early money as a dog. We know what public dogs do. They bite the shit out of you, like Manny, trying to get at your hand, saying hello to you. Gosh, dude, it's got to be Georgia. The more that I talk about this.
Yeah, I'll be on Georgia.
It's got to be Georgia on the road. Coming off that scare, winning 13-12, where their offense looked fucking terrible on the road at Kentucky. But we know Georgia does that every year. Their first fucking road game of the season is typically really sketchy, low scoring, toit. They don't cover. They've been doing that for years, but they've got that sketchy game, under their belts, already done. Now they move on. They're favorites on the road at Bama after they didn't look great last week, and Bama's been taking care of business. Yeah, give me Georgia on the road as a favorite.
Can't forget what happened last year either. Perfect season all came crashing down in Atlanta in the SEC championship and kept them out of the playoff. Yeah, now they're game. Definitely more vulnerable than past years, I guess you could argue. But on the road, I will be taking the Bulldogs.
Tell me why Georgia seems too easy here.
I don't know.
Gucci thinks Georgia seems too easy.
I'm reading the chat here, and apparently it's not too easy.
Yeah, I guess not.
Gucci, I do feel like Bama looks like the easier play here, honestly. Just considering like what happened last year, like Jovan just said. Obviously, the splits here, it's early. We're a couple days out, but I mean, you're seeing some public. So I mean, Alabama's public already. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And who the heck wants to bet on Georgia after they almost just lost to Kentucky? So those three reasons, I'd say Georgia probably is the sharp play, but is betting on Georgia ever sharp? I don't know. Maybe the best thing to do in this game is not play it, but come on. This is the game of the year. We're going to have some skin on Georgia probably. Could be the under.
Could be.
I'm seeing the total in this game opened up at 54. Look ahead line. It's down to 48.5. Jesus.
Hurricane Krabs.
Okay. All right. That's a fucking great game. Holy smokes. Let's look at some of these other ranked games, ranked matchups. Scootsy, I'll give you a good one here. I'll take you to it. What about Oklahoma-Auburn? Oklahoma's still ranked.
Might be sneakily worst quarterback matchup of the year.
Yep. Oklahoma's still ranked. They benched Jackson Arnold. They're going with the freshman. Auburn coming off a loss as well. Not great. Getting 2.5 points at home. This game has my fucking brain in a pretzel, gents. I don't know. I'd say I'd initially lean Auburn, but I'm not in a rush to bet it.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I'd love to back Oklahoma, I'm not backing a quarterback getting their first start on the road at Auburn, despite the fact that their quarterback situation is probably worse. And that team also let Fernando Mendoza and Cal stomp in there and dominate them. So it's a tough spot, really, any way you spin it.
Trent, what are your thoughts on this game, man? Two shitty teams. Although Oklahoma's still 3-1 ranked.
What's the spread?
They're laying 2.5 on the road. Oklahoma is.
Ooh. I like Auburn. Give me Auburn.
I think I do too, man. Probably not going to play it because I'm not really in the mood to fade Oklahoma after their shit show last week, but I probably would lean Auburn with the points there. They've looked even worse. I don't want this to get swept. I don't want to bring this game up again, though, but Baylor might be a nuclear missile whale play this weekend, legitimately, as a favorite against BYU. Just going to say it. Just going to say it. I'm sorry. There's no world where I don't have at least a unit on that play. Come on.
A unit, but really we're throwing missile play out on Baylor?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably my favorite line of the weekend so far.
Wow.
Not going to sugarcoat it. Let's go to a better game, though. We've already talked about that one. How about Louisville and Notre Dame? I'm sure Gucci would be down to go to this one. Check out the splits. Louisville, again, for the second year in a row, gents, a team that nobody gives a hoot about. Nobody respects. Nobody knows a single thing about them. Nobody cares about them. But they win, and they're undefeated once again. And now they're +6 on the road at Notre Dame this weekend. Notre Dame already has a loss under their belt. We remember that terrible loss, 3 weekends ago. Since then, they've gotten back on track. Their defense looked good last week against Miami of Ohio. Now, we remember the last time these two teams played last year, Louisville did win that game at home. Do we see Notre Dame get some revenge here, Jovan? Love your thoughts on the Irish.
I do. I think their defense puts Louisville in a fucking box, especially if there's weather, which by this point, I think you're supposed to get up there in Indiana, which is crazy. But Louisville, I mean, great aerial attack offense when they're able to play their game, but you can't do that against Notre Dame. Secondary has got who I think is the best DB in all of college football, and that whole room is absolutely loaded. So I feel like this is a disgusting game for Louisville's offense, and I that would be lying if I said I loved any points in this game. I kind of like the under, as simple as it may be with how Notre Dame's been playing lately. It's probably a get-back game for that destruction that took place in Louisville, but I don't think they're doing it with Riley Leonard in the offense.
Under. Look at these bets, though, Jovan. Jesus.
I mean, yeah.
Everybody on earth has a bet on the under already.
Of course, dude. It's Notre Dame.
Heck.
It's going to be like them and FSU are just the teams that nobody in their right mind is going to bet an over on really anytime soon.
Okay. You think the Irish destroy Louisville there? Maybe not with their offense, but with their defense?
Yeah. Suffocating.
Okay. All right. Let's see if there's any other big college games here before we move on to the pros. Ohio State, Michigan State. Ohio State's laying 23.5 on the road at Sparty. Jesus. I'd probably lean Sparty with the points here, but you probably have to pay me to take that and fade Ohio State at this point.
Yeah. I feel like that line's pretty short, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like really
I think Sparty. I like what I've seen out of them overall. 3 out of 4 games this season.
Yeah.
Wazoo, Boise State. You've got Trent's undefeated Wazoo on the roads with their Gardner Minshew 2.0 quarterback. People forget he actually went to Wazoo as well, so that kind of makes sense. He might be better, this kid. You guys see this kid running around the field against San Jose State at the end of that game last week? My God. Good. They're 4 now. They're on the road to Boise State. But Boise's catching steam up from -6 to -7.5. Is it the Broncos here?
I don't know. I kind of like Wazoo. I might have to ride with Trent.
Yeah.
Are you going to be on your boys again this weekend, Trent? Just keep riding the wave until they lose?
I might have to.
I feel like you have to at this point. I feel like you have to. Wazoo coming off that crazy comeback last week, 54-52. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that one now as game of the year. I'd be surprised if something beats that one. That was insane. Maybe they just get no respect on the lines at all and they just keep cashing. They've got the confidence. They've got the QB.
Yeah. I feel like they're just that team this year with all the magic. And right now they're hovering around the playoff picture. Who knows how long that'll last. But this is a massive game for it with, I would say, both teams' backs against the wall early because you got to get a win or you're probably fading out of the picture. Definitely are if you're Boise State because you already got the loss under your belt. But Washington State and the semi-week schedule that they're going to have to play, this game is literally everything. So, I think this will be back and forth. It'll be a fun game. I would gladly take the points to keep it within one possession. May sound simple, whatever, but I think Washington State's got magic this year.
You think Washington State will be pissed that Boise's ranked and they're not? They're undefeated?
Maybe. Washington State played Washington instead of Oregon, so maybe it's a little warranted, but they're good.
Now, I will say we did see that running back Chalk. You guys remember that name on San Jose State? When he was running all over fucking Wazoo in that game. That guy, there wasn't a defender within 5 feet of that dude when he was breaking through the fucking hole. I'm a little bit worried about Boise State, who, by the way, has the best running back in college football. I'm a little bit worried about what they do if they hand the ball off to him 40 times against that Wazoo defense.
Dude,
I don't see a world where they don't win that game.
What's his line going to be? Fucking 180?
Yeah, dude, straight up. The total in this game is at 63.5.
To be fair,
high as heck.
Chalk really didn't do much, Krabs.
Yeah, he didn't.
He had the 66-yard run, but his final stat line was only 11 for 94. So it was really just that one run. They threw the ball. I'll be
honest, dude.
They threw the ball 55 times, but
I know they did. They threw the ball a ton.
It wasn't like they got torn up on the ground.
But watching that game, Chalk was wide fucking open whenever he was running the rock. Wide fucking open.
I don't know. I mean, for like how much though, other than the big run? Because he had 30 yards outside of that. I would say a better comp for a really good running game would be Jonah Coleman for Washington. He's been really good this season, and he had 14 for 75. So, I mean, they relatively shut him down. I mean, I wouldn't be too scared of the Washington State run defense. Like, JT will get his no matter what because he's just that good. But I feel like they're going to have to make them make plays through the air a little more than they're used to.
I'll bet you $200 Boise State covers against Wazoo this weekend.
Wow, we're getting side wagers here, Krabs.
Coming off an undefeated Saturday. I'm feeling like him. I'll bet you $200.
I'm in.
Boise State covers this game.
Virtual handshake.
Wow.
Cougs.
What?
Deal. Money where your mouth is. Boom.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. All right.
Wow, Battle of
I like the
Burgundy.
Broncos in this spot. I'm not going to lie. I think Jovan's off on this reads. Very rare. Very rare off read. But we'll see how it plays out. Okay.
Well,
all right. Trent, Battleberg, happening right in front of your eyes. How about it?
Love that.
Boom. Give me the Broncos. Give me GT. I think he runs all over them. We'll see. They're up from 6 to 7.5. They still got to play the fucking game, and Wazoo has cost me coins this season so far, and they just win games. So maybe they're my kryptonite, or maybe I get a big win here. Somebody's winning.
Yeah.
Chat, real quick before we move and groove, make sure you guys order your hats. There is a command in the chat. I'm sure somebody will drop the link again here. More than half of them have already sold. All right, if you want to cop a hat, they're not expensive. Cop one now before you forget. Okay, we got 3 different styles. Click the link on the left, or the hat on the left, if you want to check out the 2 different colorways for that one. There's 3 hats on that site. Go check them out. Somebody in chat said they're already sold out. Adam said.
Cap.
That might be Cap. That might be Cap. Notice saying the spread's at 8 on his book. Keep on moving. Yeah, what number are we getting? Shit.
See 7.5. So I see 8.
7.5. You good with that?
See a little bit of both. Yeah, I'll take 7.5.
Okay. All right. Fuck yeah. W's, gents. We'll see how that plays out this weekend. Any other late night? I guess Arizona, Utah, really quick. Late night in Utah, Arizona on the roads. You know, the Arizona has a loss under their belt at this point, but are they coming off a bye in this game?
Arizona?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're coming off a bye after that Kansas State loss, so they have 2 weeks to prepare for Utah, who's up to minus 11.5. I'm assuming that means probably Cam Rising will be out there again. Is it Arizona buying low on the Wildcats off a bye week and a loss? I think that's probably where I would lean on the spread here, but I'm concerned seeing that spread move up from minus 9.5 to minus 11.5.
It's just like a bye week to prepare for what is my question. Like to throw to McMillan because that they can't do anything else. That's their whole offense. That's their whole team. Like if they can't do that, they are literally the worst team in college football. And granted, I mean that works a lot more than it doesn't. But we saw what happened when Kansas State made them do something different. I don't know if I can get there with Utah, who's the best defense they're going to face all season. Like them finding whatever success against them.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I don't love seeing that spread move up, and I don't love seeing a trendy Arizona team getting that many points in the first place against a Utah team that nobody ever really wants to bet on. Weird game. I'll probably just root for Arizona, McMillan, and not bet it. Yeah. All right, Trent, I want you to take us through the NFL slate on Sunday. I know you're dialed with that. So I want you to take us through some of your early reads. You don't got to go over every game. All right, but we're going to scroll through the NFL slate here. Any games or matchups that stick out to you or any spreads, let us know.
Oof. This is gonna be tough. Wow, what a game we have Sunday night.
Yeah,
Sunday night Booper Bowl.
Epic.
And
that one's gonna be sick.
Baltimore's favored.
Yeah, wow. Isn't that weird?
They're
Baltimore,
weird.
dude. Think the Bills are gonna be favored on the road?
Yeah, why wouldn't they be favored, Trent?
Yeah, I don't know. They're wag. Ravens or Moose. That Bengals Panthers game is going to be cinemas. Can't believe I'm saying that. But how is it not the Bengals, bro?
It has to be the Bengals. Unfortunately, it has to be the Bengals minus 4.5 on the road against Andy Dalton in that revenge game when everyone's going to be on the Panthers coming off that big win. It has to be. It has to be.
Ooh, Eagles Bucks. Interesting game.
Oh,
Thoughts?
I mean, you know what I would like to say?
I have no idea.
I would love to say it's the Bucks at home, but if that playoff game didn't happen, I would have been running to the counter for this. Eagles off a terrible spot, and Bucks probably off of the worst game they play all year. But I'm kind of worried that just might be the direction the Bucks are heading for a little bit.
That one's
It is
tough.
100% Bucky day though. I will be nuking.
Yeah, I could start him in fantasy.
Oh yeah, start
Word.
him, put him in the lineup.
Word. Okay. Yeah, I don't love that everyone's pretty hip to the Eagles sucking now. I mean, I remember like a year ago I was saying this and people were so fucking angry. They just didn't understand it. Their brains couldn't comprehend it. But this Eagles team is fraudulent. And I feel like everybody pretty much knows that now at this point. Even in that win against the Saints, man, that was tough and ugly. 15-12. The way the fucking Saints offense moved the rock that game, come on. So it's not like I'm really in a rush to, fade that Philly team right this second because nobody wants to bet on them. But with Tampa coming off that embarrassing loss, losing 7-26 after starting 2-0 this season, I feel like I still would lean the Bucks plus 2.5. And when in doubt, I always lean into that plus 2.5 angle there, where that's typically the right side, anyways. Whenever the spread's at that number in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think I just fell in love with Cards -3, man.
Yeah, you son of a gun. That might be the sharpest play of the weekend. I hate to say it. So the spread moved from plus 4.5-ish to plus 3.5 after the Monday Night Football game, which is, in my opinion, not nearly enough. And the fact that Jane Daniels and the Commanders, who are in first place now, coming off that unbelievable game, probably the best game I've watched in my life, most exciting game I've watched in my life as a Commanders fan, not even joking. Like, that's probably number one, as sad as that is. Arizona coming off of an embarrassing loss in their last game as well. And it's a revenge game for Cliff Kingsbury, right? And we just saw Cliff Kingsbury get the best of the Bengals after their quarterback was chirping him in the college offense. What are the odds Cliff Kingsbury gets 2 revenge anger angles in a row, right? I doubt he does. Going against his Arizona Cardinals team that he used to coach, when they're coming off some bad losses, I feel like it's got to be Arizona who's getting mad line respect in this game against the newest, trendiest team in the NFL, the Washington Commanders.
I don't know. I think it might be a Cliff revenge game, Krabs.
Mm.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm with you on the Commanders just in general, not just your fandom, but like I thought that they were going to be pretty decent before the season. That was a great game. The fall off for like the blow up game is going to happen. I'm just not so sure it's this one. Pretty torn on this game.
I think the play in this game is probably the over, as square as that might seem. I don't see a world where Jaden Daniels has a shit game. I mean, he's literally him. Confidence through the fucking roof. And then Arizona, on the other hand, I mean, Marvin Harrison. Jesus, guys. He might have 200 yards this weekend against the Commanders. They might be able to do whatever they want. James Conner as well. Our rush defense has been poo. Our D-line is, they're not even existent at this point. Where the hell is Jonathan Allen? Where's Deron Payne? These guys are ghosts. Absolute ghosts. Sad. I feel like it's points. And the total has moved up from 45.5 to 50.5. Maybe it's just that over.
What if it's always just Marvin Harrison and the 5K nuking?
Trent, I think that's pretty similar to taking Jamar Chase against the Commanders. I think it's probably a winner.
Dude, how do I not run that back?
We don't have the bodies. We don't have the facilities to slow down this Cardinals offense right this second, especially coming off a bad loss. I'm worried. Jovan, I hope the Bucs are just still not giving the Commanders, this team, our elite QB now. I just hope they're not giving us respect still. But I'll tell you what, this line, it's a head scratcher for me. I thought this would be at least plus 2.5 for Washington, if not a pick 'em. Not a pick 'em. Yeah.
You
disagree?
I don't know, man.
I mean, maybe a little bit. Not like, I don't know. I would be to see anything lower, or a little surprised to see anything lower on the road.
What about the Bears in a get right spot?
Probably the Bears. It's probably the Bears and fading the Rams coming off that magnificent upset last week that nobody expected. And sorry, Trent, for Tony to put the 49ers in. Was never the 49ers last week. Rams won that game outright. I doubt they win again this week on the road. It's got to be the Bears. It's got to be the Bears.
Pretty torn on that game. I don't know what to do with that game yet. Bears got to show it to me.
Bears defense. Maybe this is a game where the Rams not having other guys could end up biting them in the ass. I feel like it didn't last week with against the banged up 49ers, but the Bears defense has not been the issue. That's for sure. Maybe it's the Bears. I love that they're up for -1 and -3 as well. I love it. What do we think about the Falcons as favorites at home against New Orleans?
I like the Falcons.
I like the Falcons.
Yeah.
Cousins in a dome. Back them.
Yeah.
Right.
Could be variant for that.
Wow, the Jags are down from +7.5 to +6.5 from this morning when I looked. I'll tell you right now, I will be on the Jaguars +6.5, whatever the number is, against the Texans once again this week. Don't care that the Texans lost last week. I'm going to keep fading them. They stink. They're frauds.
Wow.
I'm going to keep doing it. Give me the Jags. I'm going to bet them one more time, and I'll put them in timeout officially if they don't cover this week. And I'm going to give them one more chance.
With you. And I will be taking them. I will also be betting Nico Collins. Pretty much everything now.
Okay.
Has to be.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get points in that game. They probably don't cover unless that game goes over. So,
Yeah.
Or maybe CJ Stroud is just not that guy, and the Houston offense is taking a step back. We'll see. We'll see. Trent, any other games you got questions about before we move and groove? Let me know.
Jets, Broncos.
You won't catch me betting on the Broncos after making out like a bandit last week. Respectfully, there's no chance. But I'm also not going to bet the Jets, who are laying 7.5, which is a cursed number, coming off of back-to-back wins. But everything's starting to click for the Jets. I will stay off that fucking game. No chance. I'll take the under in that game if I had to bet something.
Yeah. I mean, this probably can pencil that into the Surge 6. Figure that's going to be in there. And I have no problems with that.
If that's what you're asking, yes, you can put the Jets in there.
I might have just cooked
Doubt the Broncos win 2 weeks in a row. I doubt it.
I think I just cooked the winning surge.
You want to talk through it?
Very quickly, yeah. Starts out with Jets, Bengals, Falcons in the early window. Then you go to Niners, Cardinals, and then you get tucked in with the Birds, Ravens.
Wow.
I mean, I absolutely love that.
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
Might have just won.
Play I liked the least out of that would be the Falcons, but I still lean the Falcons.
I think I just won, dude.
You might have just won. You might have just won. Now, me personally, I'd probably put the Bears in there instead of the Falcons, but God, I love those options. And I love where your head's at right now.
Good look. I'm definitely not married to this.
All right. Well, those other 5 legs, though, you might want to start solidifying those. Those sound good.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Those odds working out for you, too, plus a thou wow around there?
Yeah.
Sure. W Pickett Pro. W Goots. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Enough talking about the Lookahead Lines. And guys, if you want to go back and watch, our sell jobs for today's plays, MLB, WNBA, you can always go back on the YouTube and watch after the show. Okay? Drop a like while you're over there and subscribe to the YouTube. And one more reminder, cop your hats now before they sell out. All right? Inventory is low already. Get involved. We'll drop the link in the chat again. I believe it's pinned still. Okay? Dubs. Gentlemen, W Lookahead Line segment. Before we get into the squad rides, I would love to do another Are You Smarter Than BTL between you, Trent, and Jovan. Are you guys down?
Sure.
Views. I brought 5 squares. All right, I'll give them to both you guys. You can select more or less, and we'll see who ends up with the better lineup on Prize Picks tonight for the same 5 players on Prize Picks. All right, we'll keep it simple. Why don't I go ahead and get it started with a guy who hit a nuke last night, and as of this morning, probably not anymore. There might have been some changes, but this morning before BTL, he was the most popular square on Prize Picks for MLB. Kyle Schwarber, 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs for the Phillies. Trent?
Kyle Schwarber, hit run RBIs. I'm gonna go less.
Ooh,
I don't think the Phils are locked.
pick
I'll be here.
less.
Yeah, give me less on Schwarby.
Okay. Jovan?
I'll go more. Schwarber's like one of the guys that I don't really care to shy away from when he's hot or seeing the ball pretty well. So I'll go more.
All right, we got one more from Jovan and one less from Trent. I did not expect that at all, to be completely frank. That's the opposite of what I expected, but all right, 2 options there. Now we get to my GOAT, a guy who Trent already brought up earlier. How about DJ Ers, who's up on the bump for one last time tonight for the Nats, and his strikeouts is at 5. What is DJ Ers' best attribute? What is DJ Ers' best attribute? Strikeouts. Dude's fucking nasty. Trent, what are your thoughts on his 5 Ks tonight?
I think it pushes, but I'm going less.
Okay. All right. Trent's locking in the last. Fade my guy Ers. Should be a good look. Jovan?
I'll go more then. I mean, the Royals' bats have been ridiculously cold, and I have a weird feeling about the Nationals in this game that they steal coin just when nobody wants them, and certainly when the Royals and Royals fans don't want them. So I'll lean into your guy a little bit here, Krabs. Give me more than.
Okay. Back in DJ Ers in his last start of the season. Come on, DJ. Go out there and fucking shove one more time, my man. And I'm still super blown. Patrick Corbin's last start is tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern at Nats Park, right in the middle of BTL. Cannot fucking make it up. But at least I got to go see that last, generational start from him the other night. So we'll be all right. I might have to sprint down there after the fucking BTL show. We'll see. If Patty C's throwing a fucking no-no or dealing, I might have to hop on the Metro and get down there. All right, let's move on to the next square. How about Juan Soto, the GOAT, who I believe did something last night for the Yankees. I forget if it was a home run or not, but he's up on Prize Picks today for a bazillion squares. And the one I've got today, Juan Soto, more or less than half a run. Trent, you think Juan Soto is crossing home plate?
I had a 6-man super goat last night. One leg sold it, and it was Juan Soto. He's hitting tonight, so give me his more than half a run.
Wow.
Could you do me a favor and mute your mic if you can? There's just some background noise.
You can mute that mic.
I know you're doing a million things that Goots, you're good. Trent, you said you're taking the more than half a run for Juan Soto's?
Yes.
Sure. W's. Jovan?
I'll fade. I'll go with the less then. I feel like this is still a playoff atmosphere-ish game, even if this is a game that really doesn't mean much for either team, I guess, at this point. I feel like there's not many runs to go around. And Eflin, I think, is going to do everything in his power to not let Soto walk. So even though he sold Trent, it's a hard button to push. I will take the less than.
Okay. Chad, I don't need a day off tomorrow. I got to do my fucking job, and we got football on Thursday night. Okay, if it was a fucking Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe I go step to the game, but we got work to do tomorrow. Come on. I got to be on there on BTL.
Real quick, I just want it to be known, Jovan, I was up till 2 a.m. in the fucking gym putting shots up.
2K?
There's no way you're up till 2 a.m. putting shots up.
I saw you were online. I was like, I'm going to keep grinding.
Are you getting better?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Are you?
Okay.
You actually hit shots now or what?
Yeah, I actually was working on the release for actually I was in the gym for a solid hour working on release.
Wow.
I wish we had some clips from that. Just Trent's fucking AI guy just shooting in the fucking practice arena solo.
Dude, we might have to lock back in soon.
Well, I know Mikey's doing WNBA sweats tonight, but I'm not sure if he's feeling up for it right now. I know he's a little sick. So if he ends up not being able to do it, I'd be down to pivot to 2K tonight.
Yeah, then we get Krabs involved too.
I'm out of commish tonight.
I literally bet.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Literally.
Jovan, we'll talk.
Yeah.
I'll hit up Mikey and see if he still wants to do it, though. The floor is his.
Yeah.
But potentially maybe a little 2K sweats tonight. I am around. Okay. All right. 2 more squares, gents. Let's keep moving and grooving here. Tempo and pace. Trent, this is probably going to piss you off. Freddie Freeman, 7.5 fantasy score.
Fuck Freddie, dude. But I will say he hit a couple balls really hard last night. Give me his more than, man.
Wow, you can't fade Freddie even if he's cost you coins. That's your guy.
Yeah.
I respect it.
I'll do
All
it
right.
for him. I'll fade.
Yep, sure. There it is. Jovan
Usual
just taking the
Cs.
opposite of Trent. Okay.
I'm actually like
Um,
not intentionally doing it like this entire time. It's just kind of what I plan to do. But I think
well,
C's
this
pitches
could
well.
be where maybe you guys meet in the middle here on this last square, and we're switching sports. Let's go to the WNBA. You guys knew I was going to sneak something in here like this. How about Caitlin Clark, who's up for 20 points on Prize Picks?
Yeah, I'll back her. I'll take it.
I'll take it too.
4 for 17 last game. I'm taking them plus 6.5. Think they went out right. Even though the defense for the Sun is goated, they ain't gonna have her in a box again.
I actually like it tonight as well. This might be the first time I back Caitlin Clark on Prize Picks. I'm excited. All right. Well, at least we could all meet on that one.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark, more than 20 points. I think she goes nuclear tonight as well and helps you get that coverage, Jovan. I'm with you. Awesome. Well, do you gents want to go over any other MLB games or plays today? You guys want to get to the squad rides? I feel like there's a couple games we didn't address on the Diamonds, but I know a lot of meaningless games as well. So I'll leave it up to you guys. I'll leave it up to chats. You want to talk about these other MLB games?
I mean, do we have anything in those
Not
games,
really.
Krabs?
Cubs, Phillies. Assad Sanchez.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Probably the
Just
under in
looking
that
through.
game, to be
I'm looking
honest with
through
you.
some of these games and seeing like if there's any legitimate angles other than maybe the A's, because I'm just taking the A's for no other reason that I think they're winning this series. So I mean, if they don't win tonight, I'll be taking them game 3 and calling it after that. But then
Okay.
you get to see Turkey Cody Bradford today, which could be a nice little change of pace.
Looks like we got first pitch in Houston right now. W's. Yeah, I don't love that Chicago Philly game. I'd probably take a nasty under in that one if I had to.
Yeah.
Milwaukee, Pittsburgh, Peralta, Ortiz. No, thank you.
Yeah.
What about, Mets and Braves? That's a meaningful game. We saw the Braves
That's a
get one
very
last
meaningful
night.
game.
They got Sale on the bump. What do you think?
I think you just probably go back to that under, Krabs.
Yeah, once again.
Yeah, I mean, I think that whole series, not just because it's meaningful ball, but I mean, you got solid pitchers going up on both sides. I mean, David Peterson's been really good for no reason, and I think he pitches pretty well today. And then you got Sale, obviously, going on the other side. I think it's simple and it's easy, whatever it is, but Mets are kind of folding right now, dude. I also did see the Hurricanes putting those games in jeopardy, so who knows if that's even going to happen.
Shit.
I'm legit just taking Dodgers late night for Whale. I'm probably calling it.
That's fine. Two more games real quick. Fetty versus Gomber. Any thoughts in Coors tonight? Fetty on the road sucks. It's probably the over in that game. Gomber's a terrible pitcher.
Dude, I mean, I was looking at that, debating adding it, but I'm probably going to take that over. I was debating adding it to Sharp Board, but after we saw 10.5 yesterday with Feltner and McGreevy, and it hooked under with 10, we're still seeing 10 with your 10.5 with Fetty and Gomber, two obviously better pitchers on both sides. Feltner, you could kind of argue, but it's weird seeing that there, same exact spot with what we saw yesterday. So it's probably going to be runs.
Runs. I like the over in that game. Total up from 10 to 10.5. Sure. Fox 5 has confirmed that former UNLV QB Matt Saluka was verbally promised a minimum of $100K from UNLV assistant coach. The reports of Saluka only receiving a $3K relocation stipend are confirmed by his NIL representation. If that's true, that's fucked up. That's crazy.
Yeah, they sent that earlier.
Yeah, that's exactly what PP Gurus was telling me earlier. Just confirmed it. Looks like he's literally inside the building. WPP Gurus. B Ham coming in with the resub a whole year, 12 months. Let's fucking go, B Ham. Sure we can. All right. One more game, gents. Oakland, Texas, Bradford, Basso. Jovan, you mentioned it earlier real quick. What was your play in that one again?
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking the A's just because I think they win the series. I'll take them till they win the series, and that just might be tonight. And Cody Bradford is moose.
Yes. Yes, he is. Oakland catching steam, probably because Bradford's pitching. I like the A's. Let's back him again, and then let's back him in that last game on Thursday as well. Fuck it. I'm in. W's. All right, chat. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode today. We're going to go ahead and get into the squad ride here and get you guys a winner signed, sealed, and delivered from the squads. Why don't we go ahead and hop into it, Gootsy? Run that shit. I want to see that train. W squad ride yesterday, Trent. Great call on the Cubbies. Great fucking work. All right, I'm fucking hyped. Great work there. Squad rides are heating up. Don't let them get hot. It might be too late. Let's smack one more today and go about our day. Jovan, where do you think we start? Is it the Mariners are active right now?
Yeah, they can't start there. But I mean, we have 2 WNBA plays up here, Krabs.
And I'll be honest, I like the Yankees as well, with not even a real pitcher confirmed as favorites in this game against Eflin, but fading the Orioles is a death wish. So I'll give you guys a chance to veto that one.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really have too many options to veto, Krabs.
I wouldn't mind putting in Yankees, Lynx, Fever, Dodgers.
Yep.
Wow,
I wouldn't mind putting in those plays.
A Bookit with Trent card in its prime.
That might be a lay. Say that again.
Yankees, Lynx, Fever, Dodgers. Yeah, I'm liking those. Why don't we go ahead and fire off those 4 puppies here? Gootsy, if you want me to write them down, if that helps you, I can. Yeah, I'll put them down there anyway. Words. Yankees ML, Lynx -9.5. So Fever, are they still at +6.5, Jovan?
You get some double checks.
So
Stroh's might have been free as well.
Now you're on board.
It's middle of the first.
There's no way you're saying
It's middle of the
first
first.
already, man.
At 4 plays, 4 winners. Yankees ML, Lynx -9.5,
Still
Fever
6.5.
+6.5, and we've got the Dodgers on the ML. Let's get that squad right up and moving. Let's get it grooving. If you're asking yourself, where the heck is this poll? Why can't I see it? What is going on right now? You're probably watching on YouTube or Twitter, and that's fine, but you got to get over to the Twitch at Bookit Sports for the end of the show every day so you can lock in your vote for the BTL squad rides. You've got 4 plays, 4 winners for today to choose from. Yankees ML, Lynx -9.5 that's getting swept, Fever +6.5, and the Dodgers on the ML. It looks like chat wants to bet on Caitlin Clark tonight. Sure.
Krabs,
Should be a good look.
Would you ever consider adding a prop portion to a squad ride? So like doing this and then doing another poll with 4 props?
Yeah, I've thought about it. The only issue with that, though, is that, I mean, you can't place a singular prize pick square play, right? So, like, what would a squad ride square really do? Because it can't cash anything really for people. They got to put another square in there as well. That's kind of been my, restraint from doing that.
Yeah.
So that's why we kind of just keep that off. I don't know. 4 plays, 4 winners, chat. Yankees ML, Lynx spread, Fever spread, and the Dodgers on the ML. 4 plays, 4 winners. Get involved, chat. You got about a minute and a half left here. 2 WNBAs, 2 MLBs. Did not expect that today.
Yeah, can't say I did either.
Caitlin Clark +6.5 squad rides. Oh God.
Rare goat in squad ride territory. I'm very surprised.
I'm worried about that. I'm worried about it. I like the play. They got crushed in game 1. Let's see if they can bounce back. They're the sharp sides. I'm curious what the splits are at right now. Let's take a peek. Can't be good. Yeah, they're public, but they are Caitlin Clark, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Chat, 4 plays, 4 winners. Yankees ML, Lynx spread, Fever spread, and the Dodgers on the money line late night. Get involved.
Lynx
Don't just sit there.
Donkey Krabs.
Don't just sit there. Yeah, they are donkey. It's my favorite play of the day. Nobody wants it.
Nobody ever wants the Krabs' favorite play.
They're going to win that game by 20.
That's going to be literally maw.
Dude, I'm sitting here sweating out this Stros game, and it feels very weird having Cohen on the other side, bro.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right. Doesn't sound right. with you
Yeah,
fading
root against
Stros.
John Singleton.
I feel like the gambling gods, they might get you on that one.
Yeah.
They might try to teach you a lesson on that one. I hope you didn't nuke it, but we'll see.
Oh, we knew.
Okay. Chat, one more reminder here as the Fever win the squad ride poll. All right, so we're betting on Caitlin Clark in the WNBA tonight. Unbelievable. Yeah, and Jeffrey, I agree with you. No fucking shot. We have an
That's
opportunity with
actually
Krabs
crazy.
on the Yankees, and it doesn't win. Not even close. Here's the deal, guys. We've got hats that are available. We'll drop the link here one more time before we hop off. If you want to cop a hat, we've got 3 different options on there. Okay, I would buy them now before they sell out. So they've already sold more than half of them. Get involved. They're cheap, $25. Support the squad. Get yourself a fresh lids. All right, these puppies are fire. They're really good quality. Okay, check them out. We've been rocking them since we got them last week. Haven't taken them off my fucking hat. Okay, Fever plus 6.5 on the squad ride tonight, gents. W stream today. W show. Can we get some W's in chat and some W goodsies for grinding in the back end as well, getting OBS up and moving. Good fucking shit today, gents. Good fucking stuff. All right. We'll meet you guys at the cash counter when the Fever smack tonight, plus 6.5. Hopefully they can win outright and Caitlin Clark goes more than her 20 points.